Tom. Welcome to a brand new week. It's actually Sunday. It's Halloween. Hence why I'm dressed like this. Manatee is somewhere over in that direction. Just playing around. We're at the park this week. It's been a busy week. Did a lot. Got all the vlogs edited and caught up and posted. I streamed a bunch this week. Mario Party Superstars came out. The game is a lot of fun. A huge nostalgia trip. There he is. Hey, bud. There he goes. I got this lovely view of downtown behind me. It's always nice to come down here and see that. Just the skyline and this somewhat natural beauty. Anyway, but no, what was I saying? Yeah, Mario Party Superstars is really good. Donkey Kong has retractable teeth in it, but it has like pretty much most of the best games from previous Mario Parties. For some reason, they kept Sneak and Snore in for Mario Party 2, which is a terrible one, and a couple other ones. They added back the control stick spinning minigames, which is a questionable decision, but at least they added a warning about not using your palms to spin the control stick. But nobody's going to listen to that. Manatee, what are you doing? He's stealing water. He regularly steals water. Actually, one thing about this costume, the ears from this, it's just a headband, and there's also a tail with it that I'm not going to show because I don't want to just point a camera at my butt in public. I got these almost 10 years ago. I'm trying to think of when it would have been, because it was when Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS released. Nintendo rented out Times Square to make like this big sort of like event for it, and the Toys R Us that was right there when you picked up your game was also giving away the Tanuki ears and tail. I have no idea where I got the hat from. Probably through some costume means, or I got it in a giveaway or something along those lines. Just but yeah, simple costume, red shirt, pants. I don't have a mustache. I didn't really care too much. I didn't put a lot of effort into this costume. I do want to put effort into costumes at some point, but this is not it. It's not it for this time around, at the very least. Manatee is just still over there stealing water. He's, Manatee, you want to stop stealing water? Little pug over here, too, coming this way. Hi. Manatee seems to be having a good time. Oh man, but what else? What else? I feel like I streamed something else Mario related fairly recently. Oh yeah, the Nintendo Switch expansion pass came out, which is $30 extra than the regular Nintendo Switch Online, but it includes Genesis and N64 games, as well as access to an Animal Crossing DLC, which you could just buy for $25. It's not that great in terms of the price. It's really just emulation. I think the games run well on it. And the online multiplayer is really nice. It actually functions pretty darn well. If you don't have a good connection, there's some audio skipping issues, but I haven't seen the issues in terms of like lag and whatnot, especially considering that when I played it, the person who was hosting was 2 time zones over. I was playing with Jepsen. But yeah, we played a bunch of multiplayer games, including Winback, which was a Koei game for the N64, and it's just one of those random titles that nobody's really heard of that was just included with the expansion pass. But it was fun. It was I mean it's a very, in terms of its multiplayer, it's a very small arena shooter, third person. Aiming is awkward as hell, but it was it was fun. It was a lot of fun to play. I might have to stop filming here soon because Manatee's might be getting into a bit of a row with some other dogs. But yeah, the footage you saw before I did any of this was from Monday, I believe, when I was out at the park. I'm a touch concerned over that though, over Manatee playing with his other dogs, because they're high energy dogs. Manatee doesn't vibe well with high energy dogs, and he's usually on the receiving end of some bullying from other doogs. He seems to be doing all right now, though. I worry about him. I worry about the little guy. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Manatee went to the vet. Manatee had his stitches taken out earlier than expected. He was supposed to get them out today, but we were able to have them taken out earlier because the cut healed them very nicely. Sorry about my weird speaking. Someone across the park is yelling. But yeah, on top of that, they're trying to figure out what exactly caused the skin infections that he had. And they're pretty convinced that it's allergies, but we just don't know what. So for the next 2 months, just to try to see if he's going to get any better in terms of like his allergies and whatnot, we're going to the vet put him on a hypoallergenic diet, so we can only have that. There's like a dry food that goes with it and a wet food. I've been using the wet food as a treat for him, to take a little scoop out of it and hand it to him, since it's fairly dry, so it's easy to handle with my hands. The idea is that you mix it with water, but the dry food he likes, which I'm really happy about because he didn't like the puppy food I was giving him before. Anyway, I think for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be relaxing. I was originally going to stream more Mario Party today. So far, in terms of the boards, I've played... oh, man, I don't remember. Peach's Birthday Cake was one of them, and Woody Woods. Yeah, so it's two... And then yesterday, I streamed with PK and Josh Jepsen and one of PK's friends, and we played... Spaceland. So the only 2 boards I haven't played yet are Yoshi's Tropical Island, which I'm really glad is in that game. I like that one a lot. And Horrorland, which I was going to play today for Halloween, but I've been kind of on a go kind of schedule. And I just want to take a little bit of a break for myself. Anyway, this is not Manatee. A black lab seems to have come over to say hi. Hello. Hi. And there they go. At any rate, Manatee is sitting over there right now. That's just where he wants to be right now. I think he's a little bit hot. Somebody discarded ice from their cooler, so he's lying down on that to cool off, presumably. But he's a good boy. I like him. We're probably not going to be here for too much longer. And it is pretty late in the evening, so trick-or-treaters have maybe have already made their rounds. I do want to try to get some candy for potential trick-or-treaters that would be coming. Maybe I'll sit out in my front lawn and give them the candy personally and be like, oh, you can only get this if you're able to interact with the deadly Cerberus, and just show Manatee, and, because part of it, I mean, like, I'm not going to be like, pet my dog or you don't get candy, but I want Manatee to socialize with younger people so he knows to be gentle with them. He does really well with kids already, but he doesn't interact with kids enough, I don't think. He needs to learn, like, especially with young kids, that he can't be as rambunctious as he is when he's got like high energy. At any rate, there he is, eating floor ice. Manatee. Manatee, come here, buddy. Come here. At your own pace, I suppose. And at the end of Halloween, home, in bed, with dog, who almost perfectly matches sheet. But yeah, after we went to the park, I went to the grocery store. I didn't take him to the grocery store. At least didn't go inside. I'm not sure dogs are allowed, but I did see a dog in the grocery store, but it was tiny, very small, about this big. Anyway, I guess this is relative to the size of your monitor or TV screen. But anyway, took him to went to the grocery store, got some full size candy bars. I got 6 full side Hershey with almonds, 6 full side plain Hershey's, and 2 of those like really big symphony bars. Because of course it's Halloween. I didn't think I was going to be in time for people to be trick or treating because I didn't realize how late people were going to be out trick or treating. So went outside, with him in the front yard. Hi, buddy. And just waited for people to show up. And I did end up giving away all my candy. Well, out of the 14 bars I had, I gave away 13 and ate 1. But one thing I was waiting for was for little kids to show up, because first off, I want everybody to meet this dog and I want him to do well with kids, and the way that'll work is by exposure. So I waited for little kids to show up, and I'd be like, "Oh, but there's a special prize if you're brave enough to tame this beast." And I was just guiding them through sniffing his hand and petting him, and then that's when I would break out the symphony bars for them. So they get a little something extra for being brave. He gets to learn how to interact with kids, and he's good with kids. The only time I've ever seen Manatee not great with kids was there was one time at the park where he was particularly playful, and a kid had this big stick and he was running with it, and Manatee chased after the kid to get to the stick. It was a big stick, so the kid was dragging it behind him. And at some point I was like, "Oh, he's going after the stick, lose the stick," and the kid dropped the stick. So nothing bad came of it, and that was months ago when he was a lot younger. I think there was one point where he was a bit overwhelmed because it wasn't just obviously the younger kids are being escorted by their parents. There were 8 people kind of around him at one point, and I think he got a little bit overwhelmed at that, but because he was kind of ducking off and trying to back off. But overall, he did great with every kid that showed up, no matter what age. He's always curious of them, and I think one of the problems is that if a kid is afraid of dogs and they start running, then he's something is running and I don't know what it is and I'm curious of it, so I'm going to run after it, and that just makes the kid run more, and then it's a whole fiasco. He was on the leash the entire time, though, and I can kind of control his movements in that regard. It's really hard to tell how he would interact, I guess, with a kid that was afraid of him, that was actively trying to get away from him. Because I've taken him to Zilker Park and he's been off leash the entire time, but his priorities change when he's at the park and he's off leash. Because when he's on leash, it goes his priorities are just any interaction that's within range of him. Whereas at the park, it's because there's such a wide variety of things there, he can kind of narrow it down to what he wants to do. And the top 2 priorities are smells. The smells around the park and other dogs. So, kids and other humans aren't a problem when he's off leash at the park. I wouldn't know how to handle him if he was off leash at a place where there weren't a lot of dogs, but there were children, though. And that's probably something I would need to test, I guess. Obviously I'd have him on a leash during the test, but it's something I don't want to say go to somebody's barbecue. I don't know why I'd bring the dog. Let's say I had a barbecue here at my house or something like that, and people brought their kids over, and the kid was afraid of dogs, and it was that thing that I described where the kid is actively trying to get away from Manatee, but Manatee's still curious about what this tiny human is, so it's still kind of on them, not going after them necessarily, but it's a recipe for disaster. When a lot of times when you see kids running away in panic, they fall, and a lot can come from that, I suppose. I got off track though. After I ran out of candy bars, I took him for a walk around town. Not too many places were decorated for Halloween. I do feel bad for one couple though, that I passed by while walking Manatee. I wish them a happy Halloween. They're like,
hey, do you want some candy? We thought we were gonna have more trick or treaters, but like nobody's come up here. And it's like, yeah, grab a handful if you want. I only took like one Reese's cup though. Although there was another bowl along our walking route that was just sitting out there, and I was bad, and I took two double bubble gums, hubba bubba, whatever like those small. Oh man, what did they? Before there were like regulations on it, like candy makers used to pad their candy with like with some powdery substance that looked like sugar, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but if I recall correctly, it's something that's in drywall. But I'm getting off track. I had two of those pieces of bubblegum that taste like drywall. And then we came home. I watched a little bit of some D&D stuff. And then I signed up for Crunchyroll again in order to watch anime because I haven't watched anime in forever. And I need to catch up on My Hero Academia. And a lot of people are saying that the new season wasn't great. And I think the reason for that is because it kind of deviates from the manga. But I haven't read the manga, so I don't really. I'm going in with fresh opinions. So we'll see how that is. Anyway, kind of a short weekend vlog wise. I only got the first day of him running around the park, and then today being Halloween, spooky day. But yeah, tomorrow is a new month and a new week and a new day, and I hope to see you in it. Later.